Hello, in this tutorial I'm gonna explain some tasker scene elements. So first of all, let's see what we are creating today. So I'm gonna open tasker right now, and here I'm inside tasker. As you see, I have a task open task scene, and I have only one action show scene, and we use the scene called testing. So when I play that action, let's see what happens. And you will see here another scene will pop up. Inside my scene you see different things. For example, checkbox, drop down box, menu, a number picker, and we have also a gradient. So that's what we are learning today. First of all, we use a checkbox, and you can check and uncheck that box, of course. Also remember, on each element in my scene I created also an action. So for example, when I uncheck the checkbox, you will see here checkbox has been changed. Let's check that again, and you will see that again. So that action will happen when I uncheck or check my checkbox. The second thing is the drop down box. So as you see here, item 1, when I click on item 1, another list will pop up, item 1 and item 2. So when I click, for example, on item 2, an action will happen, and the flash is this is option 2. When I click again and click on item 1, for example, it will show me this is option 1. So depending on where I click or where I tap on my lists, something will happen. The third thing is the menu. If you have seen my previous tutorials, you know how menus works, but I will explain that again in this tutorial as well. So you see here menu item 1, menu item 2, and I can scroll inside that list. For example, you will see here item 3, item 4. When I click on an item, also something will happen. For example, menu item 4. When I click on that, you will see here menu item 4. So it will show me the label of that item, for example. The same goes for item 3, and the label will pop up. When I go to item 1 or 2, another thing will happen as well. So when I click on that, the label, and then this is option 1 of the menu. Let's try number 2. This is option number 2, and also the label. So as you see, something can happen inside the menu items as well. Then we have our number picker, and you will see here several numbers. So I can also scroll between the numbers. For example, let's go to 2, and it will flash 2. Let's check 4, and it will pop up number 4. 6, and you see here 6 as well. So what does it? It will show me the current number that I've selected. And then the last thing is a rectangle with a gradient. I will show you how you can create something like that, because some people asked me that as well. So let me exit this scene, and let's open the scene right now. So I click on scenes and I choose testing. That's my scene, and you will see here different things. First of all, you see here checkbox, drop down box, menu, and number picker. All those things are just text. Let's start with the first thing. That's the checkbox. So you can create a checkbox by clicking on the plus, then click on checkbox. Let's cancel that, and let's open the checkbox. And if you open the checkbox, you see here UI, background, and change. You can give it a name, and you can give also a default state. In my case, it's checked. So you can change the background as well, and change. When the checkbox is changed, you can do several actions. For example, this one was a flash checkbox has been changed. Okay, then the second thing is the drop down box. For creating a drop down box, it's also quite easy. Plus and click on spinner. That's a drop down box. Okay, when I open my drop down box, you will see here 3 tabs as well: the name, the source, item layout, pop-up background color. The main part of this thing is the source. You can choose between manual, variable array, and a variable. In this case, I use manual because I created my own items. But you can also use an array, and that drop-down box will show you the items inside the array. Or you can use a variable as well. Okay, you see here item layout. When you click on the rectangle, another window will pop up, and you can edit that by clicking on the magnifying glass. And then you can click on the item and you can choose, for example, the font size and other things as well. Let's go back. And then the second thing is the items. Remember, I used the manual source, so I can add an item. And you will see here 2 items, and on each item you can add an action as well. But it's not necessary. For creating another item, it's quite easy. Just click on the plus icon and then you can give it a label and give it also an action if you want. Also, remember, there is no option for deleting an item. The option for deleting an item is a little bit hidden, so I'm gonna explain how you can delete an item. For deleting an item, you can long press that item and drop it down when you see a recycle bin. For example, like that. And put it in the recycle bin, and then it's deleted. Okay, let's go back. The third thing is the menu. So here I created also a menu by clicking the plus icon and then choose menu. Quite easy. And inside that menu you see different tabs as well. It looks similar like the drop down box, but there are more options as well. As you see here, you can choose the source, the same as before. You can use also a selection mode and item layout. So for example, the item layout, click on the rectangle, it's the same as before, the magnifying glass, and then you can edit it. Okay, for the items we used also a manual thing, and you will see here on item 1 and 2 there are 2 actions. On item 3 and 4 there are no actions set. So how comes that I saw that label when I clicked on item number 3? That's because I used item tab, and when I tapped an item you saw the flash, and I used a variable tab underscore label. That shows the label of where you tapped. You can also use tab underscore index as well, and that will show you the number of the item of the list. Okay, and let's open the number picker right now. The number picker is created by plus, and scroll down and you will see here number picker. So let me open that, and you will see here also 3 tabs as well. So you see here a minimum, a maximum, and also a default. You can choose a minimum and a maximum, and you have to set always a default number as well. So for example, you can use that for setting an alarm, a date, etc, etc. So you can choose when you use, for example, an alarm, minimum is 1 and maximum is 24, for example. Then you have also a value selected, and the value selected is something like you use text element field. So we use the flash, in this case new value, variable new value. If you want, you can move that new value inside another variable and use that in another task as well, just by using variable set. That's quite easy and very useful. So I hope you understand all those actions. And the last thing I will show you is the gradient. The gradient is created with a rectangle. So click on plus and choose rectangle here. That's all you need to do. Let me open that, and you will see here rectangle, and for a gradient you have to use shader. When you click on that, you can choose none, horizontal, vertical, etc, etc. In this case I used vertical, and when you use that you can choose a start color and an end color, for example red and green. That's the way how you can create a gradient rectangle. So that's all for today. I hope you liked this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave that on my Google Plus community or my YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye.